The November 23rd, 2023 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. DeFlorio. Ms. DeFlorio is present. Mr. Johns. Mr. Johns is present. Mr. Long. Mr. Long is present. Mr. Missoula. Here. Mr. Missoula is present. Chairman Hebert.
Here.
Chairman Hebert is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is. We have one speaker. When I call your name, please come up to the podium. Be allowed 2 minutes time to speak. Thank you. And can we have Terrence Schnurr, please come to the podium?
This may sound familiar. The DSA got one thing right in its endorsement of abstention in the race for county executive. The Democratic Party is fundamentally a liberal party. Liberals understand that the modern Western system is the worst system, except for all others ever tried. We want government to strive to make the system work better for everybody in the here and now. We believe in progress. Disciples of latter-day Marxian creeds believe our system must be delegitimized, destabilized, and demolished in the belief that it will bring it to they subordinate the here and now to fomenting discontent that they believe will bring us to the promised land of revolution. Since their immediate objective is controversy, they often choose tactics which stymie rather than advancing real progress. It's time for mainstream Democrats to recognize that Marxian cultists are not more liberal or more progressive than we are. They are neither liberal nor progressive. They are not our allies, and we must fight for our party. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schnurr. Is there any one else present who would like to address the committee that has not signed up? Like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the October 24th, 2023 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral number 23-0383. Authorize and intermunicipal agreements with the other counties for services provided by the Monroe County Office of the Medical Examiner.
Moved by legislator DeFlorio, seconded by legislator Johns. Any discussion? Legislator DeFlorio.
Why are the rates different for each county?
Hey, good evening. Bob Zerby, Chief Investigator with Medical Examiner's Office. Basically, the rates are the same for each county. However, it reflects a different number of cases that the contract authorizes for the referrals.
Through the chair to the administration, I did the math and it's different.
Okay. Buried in the numbers through the chair, there's different levels of examination.
Okay.
So it's kind of a complex math equation.
Oh, gotcha. So it's not a set, like 52 cases. It's different types of cases within
Correct.
the, okay.
There's two essential types through the chair. One is a full examination or a partial examination that has the higher rate. And then there is a lesser description type examination, which is at a lesser rate than the full. And then you would have to use significant algebra, although I can get you the exact figures for each contract if that would help you.
No, that's fine. I just didn't mathematically divide out. So through the chair to the administration, follow-up question then, what happens if the need exceeds the contract?
So again, through the chair, there's two types of contracts essentially that happen through our office with the other counties. We call one type 1, which basically means in exchange for them prepaying for a fixed number of cases, they're given a little bit of a premium rate. If they exceed those cases, then they pay the not prefixed rate, which is the same as our type 2 counties pay. They essentially pay nothing up front. And if they send 2 cases, they pay for 2 cases at the higher rate.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
The other questions, I have just one. If they don't use the number of cases they projected and this calls for, do we refund them money?
Through the chair, no, we do not.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item, please.
Referral number 23-0389, authorize intermunicipal agreements with municipalities for Rochester Monroe County Youth Bureau programs in 2024.
Moved by legislator John, seconded by legislator DeFlorio. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral number 23-0394, amend resolution 305 of 2020 as amended by the resolution 410 of 2021 to extend the time period of the grant from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services for the Operation Stone Garden Program, and to permit the town of Arundecoit to seek reimbursement for equipment pursuant to an intermunicipal agreement with the Monroe County for the Operation Stone Garden Program.
Moved by legislator DeFlorio, seconded by legislator Johns. Is there any discussion? Legislator DeFlorio?
And what was the equipment purchased by Arundecoit and why are they being reimbursed?
Through the chair, Jennifer Curley from the Sheriff's Office. Arundecoit had money left over in their overtime line, and they wanted to move it to purchase a utility task vehicle or a ATV.
So through the chair to the administration, I'm sorry if I'm not understanding. So Arundecoit had it left over in their budget or?
Through the chair, they had it left over in overtime. So they had money in overtime allocated to do details. They decided that they would purchase a utility task vehicle instead of using the overtime. And that made me have to extend the grant period as well as the contract. So, and this is all federally approved. This isn't something I can approve. The feds approved this and went through Border Patrol and FEMA.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Carries. Next item, please.
Referral number 23-0398, authorize intermunicipal agreements with other counties for forensic laboratory services provided by the Monroe County Crime Laboratory.
Moved by legislator John, seconded by legislator DeFlorio. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral number 23-0402, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the city of Rochester for a firearms instructor.
Moved by legislator DeFlorio, seconded by legislator Johns. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral number 23-0409, amend the 2024 to 2029 capital improvement program and 2024 capital budget to add a project entitled PSTF Fire Training Grounds Expansion, authorize financing for the project, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the city of Rochester, and acceptance of a gift from the Monroe Community College Foundation.
Moved by legislator Johns, seconded by legislator DeFlorio. Is there any discussion? I have a quick question. What are the specific changes to be made with this funding?
Through the chair, could you clarify what do you mean by changes?
Well, I think I know the answer because I sit in planning board, but you're building a garage for another fire truck, aren't you, or something of that nature?
Through the chair, that's correct. So the idea here is to increase the capital fund so that we can construct this additional storage facility.
Yeah, I just wanted everybody else in the
Oh,
world
okay.
to know what the project entailed, not just keep it a secret between us on the planning board.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral number 23-0412. Authorize grant contracts, appropriation transfers, and intermunicipal agreements pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, for broadband infrastructure.
Moved by legislator John, second by legislator DeFlorio. I'm sorry, moved by legislator DeFlorio, second by legislator Johns. Is there any discussion? Legislator DeFlorio?
Administration, this is all county ARPA funding, correct?
Through the chair, yes, that is correct.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, I guess the county, or I'm sorry, the city of Rochester received 202 million in ARPA funding. Did they utilize any of that funding for broadband within the city of Rochester?
Through the chair, through discussions with the city of Rochester, the city identified 7 high priority zip codes that Monroe County will cover as part of its ARPA broadband initiative. In the event the city undertakes additional broadband deployment in the other zip codes, that will be funded by the city of Rochester.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, Ms. Legislator DeFlorio. So just to be clear, they did not allocate ARPA funds for this?
Through the chair, not that we're aware of at this time.
Apologize, legislator, your floor.
That's fine. Thank you. And then as a follow-up question through the chair to the administration, I guess I'm wondering why we are utilizing so much of the county ARPA funding when the city of Rochester received their own specific ARPA funding, and they're not utilizing any of that for broadband within the city of Rochester.
Through the chair, as this honorable body may recall, the county established the broadband task force in early 2021. Deployment and expansion of our broadband infrastructure has been a county priority since that time. It was identified by the Magellan report to issue grants for that broadband deployment. So since the beginning, it has been a county initiative to fund broadband deployment throughout Monroe County, including the city of Rochester.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I have one as a follow-up. You referenced the broadband infrastructure group. I forget what the formal title was. Was it their finding that 70% of the broadband shortages were located within the city limits compared to the rest of the county?
Through the chair, I'm not sure I understand your question.
I'm not sure I do either. Let me try again. Let me try again. This allocation that this referral contains allocates 70% of the money that the county is going to spend on broadband to being spent within those, I forget, 7 or 9 zip codes that are within the city. Did the broadband task force find that 70% of the residents in this county, our constituents, resided within the city, or what was that breakdown? I'm being well aware of having outer lying areas that are very short of broadband. I just find that to be split.
Through the chair, if I understand your question correctly, through Magellan's report and discussions with internet service providers that provides internet services within Monroe County, there is a smaller percentage of properties outside of the city of Rochester that lack a wireline service. Through the funding that's presented in this referral, all properties in suburban Monroe County that lack wireline service will be serviced. The solution presented for the city of Rochester is unique to an urban center in being able to serve high density residents through a wireless connection.
So just a quick follow-up again, just make sure I understood. It's your belief that when this money is spent, we will no longer have a resident in Monroe County, obviously. But the vast majority of residents in Monroe County will have service.
Through the chair, that's correct. Through the properties that were identified through Charter Spectrum, all of the properties that lack a wireline service in suburban Monroe County will have the opportunity to be connected.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. One more. Next item, please.
Referral number 23-0414. Acceptance of a grant from the United States Department of Justice, Office of Violence Against Women for the Improving Criminal Justice Responses Grant Program, also known as the ARREST Program, and authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the City of Rochester and contracts with the Legal Aid Society of Rochester, New York, Planned Parenthood of Central and Western New York, Inc., and Willow Domestic Violence Center of Greater Rochester, Inc.
Moved by legislator John, seconded by legislator DeFlorio. Are there any questions? Mr. Mazzullo. Okay. Legislator Long.
Through you to the administrator. The amount is $200,000 less this year, and I wondered why.
For those of you who don't know, Richard Tantello, Monroe County Public Safety, the allocation was cut for the grant this year.
Sorry for the.
The allocation was cut. They reduced the funding.
I think the question was why. Do you have any idea why?
Do not. No. I can get that for you in talking to the probation department.
Legislator DeFlorio.
Through the chair to the administration, do we put out RFQs to solicit? I guess I'm wondering how these particular agencies were selected.
We did solicit representatives from that service community, if you will, and the Legal Aid Society of Rochester, Planned Parenthood of Central and Western New York, and the Willow Domestic Violence Center rated the most qualified to provide the services.
Thank you. Then as a follow-up question through the chair. So you solicited from other providers, or I guess I wasn't clear on what you stated.
So a request for qualifications and RFQ was submitted, or I'm sorry, put on the street, and those agencies responded and were found to be most qualified. And obviously they're well respected within our community.
Through the chair to the administration, did we receive any other respondents?
Not to my knowledge. Through the chair, sorry, sir.
So not to your knowledge, or we definitely did not?
We did not.
Okay. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the November 27th, 2023 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee